Good morning, class, and thank you so much for your wonderful job yesterday. I hope you had as much fun as I did, or at least tried to. It's always a pleasure to go and see a professional performance with actors who really know what they're doing. And I hope you were able to just sit back and relax and enjoy it. As today, you are going to take that information that you brought into your brain and show me that you understand a little bit more about the mood and tone, the mood of the play. So, you've been working on this worksheet for the past few weeks, and you're going to get a chance today to finish filling in the Christmas Carol Guthrie play column that is on the far right. You're going to want to add in the mood and the evidence, which is what I've been asking for. I'm going to give you a few examples of what I am looking for yet again, just to show you exactly what's going to help you for the final, which you're going to be doing right after you're done filling this column out. So what I have is I'm going to fill out the Scrooge with you guys right now. The Scrooge portion, I have a Post-it that I don't I don't think I have enough, or I wrote it in here, but it's very small. So I thought a Post-it might be easier for you guys to read. In the beginning, I chose 2 words off of my mood wheel for Scrooge. And I feel like in the beginning of the play, he was different than the end of the play. So the 2 I chose for the beginning was resentful, because it just seemed like he was a little resentful of his nephew for the death of his sister, and also infuriated, what a great word, when Bob and the maid and the gentle people, I'm going to call them gentle people because gentlemen doesn't apply because one of them was a female, they wanted money from him. So he just seemed very mad, very angry, infuriated with them about that. So I felt like those were 2 really good ones for Scrooge for the beginning of the play. And I wanted to add another one for the end of the play, which was jubilant, which really, I feel like he overdid the jubilation in the end. And to have a second chance at life doesn't happen with many people, and he really got that, and he really showed how extremely happy he was about that. And that's why I chose that word for him. I thought that was a good one. I'm going to show you another example that I have for Scrooge, just to give you an example of comparing from what I saw in the play to what I saw in one of the films. And the film that I chose was the Patrick Stewart film, where it was very dark and it was real life, and the man just seemed very hateful in the play, and his presence at the funeral showed that he just wasn't full of any happiness in life. So I thought hateful was really a strong word that helped with comparing that. And the other word was judgmental, when that child came to ask him for money and he raised his stick as if he was going to hit them. That was scary, and he was judging that child. So I thought those were good mood words from our mood sheet to use to really represent that specific version, because these are all different versions. We should see a little bit difference in every single version that we saw or listened to. Now, what you're going to do after you're done filling in this column from what we did yesterday is flip it over and write this. This is one of your finals for this unit. So I need you to treat it like a final exam or a final test that you would do in any other class. Write your name on the top, and use this space. If you need more space, use your notebook pages and rip it out and staple it together, or hand me both pieces before you leave today. What I'm looking for is 10 complete sentences in the minimum, and I want you to choose at least 3 of the characters from your mood sheet. So you have the option of Scrooge, Bob Cratchit, Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, or Future. So you can just choose 3 of those that you feel you can best compare and contrast how different they are, or maybe how similar they are. Contrasting isn't necessarily how different they are, but how they show similarities between the two. So on the back, you are going to be writing your final of comparing and contrasting, and I'm going to show you my example of what I think would be A quality for this type of a paper. So I'll hold this up and I'll try and read it to you. So I will start with the Ghost of Christmas Past, since I see this character as having the most drastic changes from the different versions. In the cartoon version, the ghost looked more like an empty character without much judgment. So empty and judgment are 2 words that I got from my mood worksheet. Whereas in the Guthrie version, she seemed very disapproving of Scrooge and the person he has become. Now, I could go on and elaborate more about how I feel like those 2 characters in those 2 versions are different, or I could move on to my next character, or I could go into another version of the play, like the I talked about the cartoon and the Guthrie, but maybe in the book. How did the book portray the Ghost of Christmas Past differently? This is all up to you and your choosing of which version you saw the most. Some of you were absent some days, so what you didn't see doesn't count against you. I'm just looking at what you did see. Everybody should have gotten enough information from these 3 versions to write a minimum of 10 sentences, comparing and contrasting using your mood words. If you have any questions, raise your hand. Thanks, guys. Good luck.